Hey friends, Becca with Beautiful Mess Plans. I am here to film another plan with me in my B6 Sterling Ink Common Planner. So yeah, we'll just jump right in. This is planning for the last week of school, which is absolutely full week, last full week of school. They actually don't get out until here, but it's kind of nuts. I'm kind of in a disbelief. They're officially in the single digits. Today is actually their field day. So they, I can every once in a while hear noises because obviously they have field day today. And they were really excited. So yeah. I officially have my ring back. So it's been recoated, so it's no longer goldish, which I didn't even realize how gold it had turned until I got it back, and I'm like, wow, that was really gold. So hopefully my wedding ring rash will go away and stay away because I'm ready to be done with that. But we'll see. And let's see. Oh, so I mentioned here the Battle of the Books competition that my daughter was partaking in, that they had their final competition. If they won on Monday, that would be it. They would be the winners. All would be good. And if not, they'd have another tiebreaker basically on Wednesday. We did not have to go into tiebreaker because they won. They were very excited, and I got to thinking about it. I was telling her later, I said, you've done Battle of the Books for 2 years and you've never lost a competition, because they didn't lose it all last year and they didn't lose a single competition this year. So a single round. So I was like, that's something to be proud of. You should be proud of yourself. And you read all 16 books and remembered all this stuff. I was like, you should be very proud of yourself. So she was very excited. She said, you know, if I lose, I'll be a little sad, but, you know, not like I'm going to weep kind of sad. I said, well, you can only do is, you know, you can do what you can. They had a really rough start. I think they were all a little bit nervous because they started out, I kind of was thinking about putting this up here and trimming it because it's slightly bigger. Anyway, they started out a little bit rough. They did not, you know, they got some questions wrong, and then the other team was able to steal and get those points, and then they made one heck of a comeback. And yeah, so they did win. They get they have 3D printers at their school. So the librarian will 3D print them trophies or medals, or I don't know what it's going to be, something. And they'll give it to them at their talent show. I mean, they're not, my daughter's not participating in the talent show, but in front of the school, they will be honored for their win, which is pretty exciting. So she was very excited about that. They were also very excited about field day today. Field day is such a fun thing for them. I'm not sure who has more fun, if it is their PE teacher or if it is them, but they were super pumped about field day today. Luckily, it's a nice day because they even do water stuff. But it is a nice day. They have, you know, they have a rain out day, but it's not too chilly. It's, you know, mid 70s. I mean, those kids are not going to care. This is really awkward from this angle to do this, which is why it looks really awkward if you can even see what I'm doing, which is trying to cut this washi tape without cutting my page. But it's a beautiful day. They got all sunscreened up this morning. I felt a little bad because I felt like I threw my husband kind of under the bus, because getting them motivated this time of the year to literally do anything to get them ready for school is really tricky. I don't know if you have kids. If you have kids and your kids are like this, please tell me it's not just mine, that the end of the school year comes and it's we cannot move with any sense of urgency to save our lives. So getting ready for school is extremely challenging this time of the year because they're just done, you know. We're so close. They're starting to do fun stuff. There's nothing like too major going on. We're not learning a bunch. You know what I mean? Like there's just not, that's just how it is. And so he had to deal with that. Plus make sure they got sunscreen and snacks and their extra clothes and all this stuff to get ready for field day because I had to leave this morning to go get my blood draw. So I kind of threw under the bus a little bit. I only feel a little bad about it. Not super bad. I'm going to actually go ahead and highlight these couple things that I have not yet highlighted. So, like I said, this upcoming week is our last full week of school. And there's a few things. So first, I don't want to like close this yet because I can still see that that stuff is wet. My son is getting a haircut on Monday. Oh, it is Rapatha. It's Rapatha week. Let's start there. So I need that. Let's see. Work this week. I need that. Trying to figure out what I need here. But he got him out the door. He did just fine, as he normally does. However, I think he was a little nervous. So yesterday he was getting ready to take my oldest to Mallett's because that's still happening right now. He was trying to get her out the door for Mallett's, and he takes her up to the school and then goes straight on to work. And he went to leave and he comes back in and he yells up to me. He goes, you know, like, I'm going to take your car and I'll be right back. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. And he comes back and his car will not start. So he jumps it and he's saying, okay, if I can jump it and it starts, I'll go to work. If not, I'll just work from home. Because I told him, I said, I can't give you my car straight up today. Like you have to wait till, because it was Thursday. I was like, we have gymnastics and we gotta go to the library. But after that, you can have my car. Like I'm done for the day. And I think he was just so flustered by this unexpected thing happening that I don't know if he just didn't hear me or didn't process, but he was like, you know, like he told me later, he said he also didn't want to inconvenience me. And I was like, if I, you know, inconveniencing me would have been taking my car before, you know, when I needed it to take her to gymnastics. But, you know, by the time I offered, that's it, you know, like you're good to take it if you need it. But whatever. And I tried to tell him, you know, like maybe you shouldn't take your car. Maybe, you know, like maybe this isn't a great idea. But he got it jumped, he got it charged a little bit. Because we have like a portable charger thing. I don't know. He got it jumped, got it going, and then he goes to work. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get home though. So I was a little worried and I was like, you know, what do I do about dinner? Do I start it? Do I wait? And he says, well, we'll just start dinner like normal. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. So I was like, okay. Sure enough, when it's time for him to come home, the car won't start, which I could have seen that one coming, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So I was like, okay, I'll be right there. So by that point, the fries that I put in the oven were done. So I stick them back in the oven with the oven off. And I tell the kids, I said, okay, guys, we got to go. I was like, we got to go save Daddy. So they get in the car and we go up there and I go find him in the parking garage, which luckily, because he was like, first of all, that man parked in front of a cement, like, pillar in the parking garage, which not the best line of thinking when your car is having issues and you might have to jump it. So he parks in front of a cement thing and he was completely surrounded except for one spot. So I was like, well, that's my only option. I hope, you know, my car will reach your car in order to jump it. And luckily it does. So we get it started. It's, you know, to get it jumped and standing there waiting, talking about like, well, what are we going to do if it doesn't? if this doesn't do it. And I said, I think you're going to have to call AAA, because we do have AAA. And I was like, I think you're going to have to call AAA. Like, I don't think there's going to be another, you know, option here. And, you know, but I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we need a battery, if we need a tow, if, you know, I don't know what we need. And my car, spoiler alert, did not jump it. It didn't do it. So he ended up having to call AAA, which by that point they're like, okay, yeah, it's going to be at least 40 minutes. It was longer than that, by the way. At least 40 minutes. So the kids and I head home so I can feed them, because by that point they're hungry and starting to get a little bit cranky. And my husband just waits. He goes inside. I tell him, I said, go inside and get something from the cafeteria and feed yourself, because who knows, you know, like, who knows what time you're gonna be home. I don't want you to be hungry. I know that the, you know, the cafeteria can be really expensive, but just go get something to eat. He goes inside. He has some like peanut butter crackers at his desk or something, which is better than nothing. And he eats that, and then he walks around and he kind of moseys about. And meanwhile, I'm getting the kids ready to go to bed, because I'm like, you guys have school tomorrow. I don't know what the deal is with Daddy. Hopefully he will not call and be like, hey, I need you to pick me up from the dealership because we towed it. Turns out they jumped it and it started, which was a good thing, because that meant that it wasn't anything else. Like, it wasn't, because I was a little afraid based on what it sounded like, that it was the starter. There's suddenly a very loud noise behind me. A truck of some kind. So that meant that it wasn't the starter, because that's what I was a little worried, because it was like clicking. But they were able to jump it and get it started. But he decides that he's going to go ahead and just replace the battery, because he's going to have to take it in to get a new battery. Because we also had someone else that worked at his, you know, company that stopped and said, hey, just so you know, I've had this issue before with these new batteries. Once you jump it once, like, they're done for. You got to get a new battery, because of the way that they now design these silly batteries. So it's like, oh, well, that's cool. Thanks for giving us a heads up. So he decides to get a new battery, which honestly was probably cheaper to do it from AAA, the battery service, than it was to actually take it to the dealership, where they would have charged us, what, $300 for just like looking it over, which I understand it costs money, you know, whatever. It's just, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So he went ahead and got the battery, was able to come home. And I think he was a little bit nervous today to go start the car. And like, man, I hope I hope we weren't wrong. Because he was like, what if I wasted the money on a new battery when it was something else? And he was all kinds of flustered. He's like, I can't believe it was so stupid that I tried to drive, you know, like I jumped it and I was like, well, I didn't just drive it to work. Because he doesn't go far enough, really, honestly, for him to drive it to work. But he was just so flustered, I think, which is, it's understandable. It's fine. I said, in all fairness, I did try to chuck you out of it. Because I know, I just didn't, you know, like, I didn't process it. So the car's working fine now. But it was like, this isn't what we needed, especially after going to the vet, and how much it costs to take your cat to the vet, which is ridiculous, by the way. I mean, I love our cat, so I'm willing to take her to the vet and get her checked out. But it was like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, everything is costing so much money, especially in light of the fact that we're getting ready to go on vacation soon. It's like, isn't that how that goes? So anyway, car's working now, but it was a little bit more excitement than I wanted yesterday, especially considering Thursday nights are my night that I get a mama night. So the kids and my husband do whatever, and I get a night to just lock the door and just decompress. And I haven't got that in the last couple of weeks because we've been so busy, and there's been things on Thursday nights. So I was like, finally, I get a night. No, I did not. I did not get a night. So he was like, well, we needed it for Mother's Day prep. I don't know what they're prepping, but yeah. I get it tonight, I think, on a Friday night, which is fine, but it was a little bit more than we bargained for on a Thursday. And I talked all the way through everything that I did. But you could see there's a field trip this day, so I'm not working because I'll be gone like most of the day. Which actually, I think I'm going to draw a line because when I get back, I'm not going to work because we'll be close enough to pick up at that point. It's a no work day for me. But my daughter has her last field trip and I'm going on it. And yeah. Then they have their mallet celebration thing on Friday afternoon after school. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, it's pretty much normal stuff. So that's why I didn't really worry about telling you that story. Because there's nothing all that like new and exciting and different coming up. I mean, really the only exciting part is the fact that this is the last full week of school, which is kind of crazy to think about, honestly. So, yeah. That's it. It'll be a fairly quiet week. There's not a ton of stuff going on. I'm at that point, though, that, you know, I was talking about my kids being kind of nutballs right now. I'm that way, too. I feel like extreme burnout. Like, tired of the routine, tired of getting up early, tired of walking to school, tired of walking back from school, tired of being, like, everything I do has to be kind of centered around a certain time of the day. You know what I mean? Just like that. Ugh. The weather's gotten nicer, which definitely helps. But I also feel like I'm holding my breath every day. Like, is today going to be the day that we're walking in a thunderstorm? Because we've just had so many yuck days lately. More so than what is normal for us. Gosh dang it. More so than what is normal for us. I hit the camera. I'm sorry. So I also feel like I'm just kind of like, is it going to be rainy? Is it going to be rainy today? Now, what is that noise? I am not doing a very good job of putting these down. Which these are my Posy Vacation Countdown stickers. Ugh. I think they're going to start mowing behind me. I think that's what's happening. I don't know if you can hear it. You may not only be able to hear it if you have headphones on. But I think that's what's going on. So, that is what's going on. So that's fun. I hope it's not too distracting. You may not even be able to hear it. Obviously, I can hear it because it's happening right outside my window. But, because I have the windows open. So, let's decorate. I don't have a plan. That's pretty much what I got. I don't have a plan. I probably, also, I don't know if you noticed a sticky note when I was flipping through. Next week, I'll definitely use this kit. And I think I'm going to do the June kit this week, even though there's more days in May than June. Because this week is our Disney week, so I'm going to do some Disney stickers, and then I'll continue on with June. But I felt like this week, we are going to start traveling. And the June kit is very travel-y. So I felt like it fit better for this week than the garden. So this has been a gorgeous kit, but now I'm burping. I am a complete mess. So let's see. I am kind of excited for the summer because I think I am going to do different layouts than just like hourly stuff that I've been doing, which means that I can decorate slightly different because pretty much everything is very commonly the same week to week, the way that I decorate. So I'm kind of excited to change it up because in the summer, I just don't think I need the hourly like this. So we could just use like the bits of bouquets and scatter them about, I think is what we're gonna do. I don't know. I don't know. We'll put this one, I think we'll put this one here because I just don't need a lot of space. I don't really use Saturday ever. This will be the one Saturday I'm like, why did I fill that space up? But we're gonna do it anyway. So I hope they're having a great field day. I'm sure they are. They're PE teacher just goes like all out for it, and the kids love it. So it is a very, very good time, and I'm sure they will have many, many things to tell me about when they get home. So I kind of feel like maybe I should actually move this one over here and then put like this one with the red, so there's red over on this side. Let's do that. Oh, it's getting louder. There we go. And we'll put this one kind of down here maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna put a quote or if I'm just gonna leave it be. And we'll put this one. I just haven't had a lot to write. This one is throwing me off. I don't know why. I just haven't had a lot to write in my to-dos lately. I think it's because of the burnout that I was mentioning earlier, where I'm just kind of like, ugh. I could use, take it one day at a time. That feels fitting for this week of trying to survive. The last full week, which is just nuts to me. It's nuts because, even more so because my oldest will then be in middle school and my youngest will be in school, and I'm just like, I'm ready and not ready all at the same time because it's just a lot. It's a lot of transition, but it'll be good once we get the groove, because everything's kind of changing, like our schedule, and that'll throw me off for a little bit because, you know, there's a lot of unknowns, but it'll be good once we kind of get into it. However, at the same time, we have a major, not a major street, we have a street that's always really busy, and they're putting in a roundabout there. So it's like everything's just changing up all at once, I guess. It'll be nice when it's done, but it's gonna be a pain in the rear end when it's under construction, because they're gonna have to close it down for a while, which is just gonna be a giant mess. Let me put less in here. So anyway, I think this is what we're gonna go with. I think it turned out pretty cute. Simple, flowery, I don't know, feels spring. So yeah, that's what I got. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.